Welcome to Shomach Shov on the Daf Shir sponsor Luinish Vasam B'Yakashom Le'Apas Yitzchok. We're holding in Sanhedrin Daf Gimel. And on the base, the Gemara mentions the Machlokes Rabbanon and Rabbi Yehuda. If there is in Sanhedrin Gedolos, there's 70 or 71 Dayanim. The Tosfos mentions that even Rabbi Yehuda agrees there were 71 people over there, but there was one which was not counted. Because Rabbanan and Rabbi Yehuda agree that you learn the number 70 from the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu had Shivim Zkenim. So you have Shivim Zkenim and Moshe Rabbeinu al Gabeim. The shadow is, do you count Moshe Rabbeinu as part of the Sanhedrin or not? Rabbi Yehuda holds at 70, not including Moshe Rabbeinu, and Rabbanan holds 71, including Moshe Rabbeinu. Now there is another Tosfos in Daf Tetzayin Amud Beis, where the Mefarshim understand that Tosfos is saying that there's an additional one. There's another one that even Rabbanan agree that are not counted in Beis Din. Tosfos calls him the Nasi. He's the Nasi of Klal Yisrael, and he is considered to be one on charge on top of the 71. So in total, we have 72. We have the Shivim, they have the one on top of them, and there's another one who's not included even according to Rabbanan and brings it to 72. And this is where the Tiferes Yisrael in the Mishnah and the Yochin, Perek Al Mishnah Vov. So he says this clearly. He says, "Vayasham oit echod roish lekulun she'eino min haminyan, kamo shenikra b'shlosh acher paros, for nikra move l'she'abeis in quoting Tosfos of Tetzayin with base, and that's why he brings the Gemara in Zvachim that says shemekubil hayam epi shivim v'shtayim zkenim zokin. You have 72 zkenim. Where did you get to 72? Others bring also that when the Gemara says about Talmei HaMelech, when he wanted to translate the Torah to Greek, he took 72 zkenim. Why 72? Because the total amount of Zkenim was 72. Just the crouch, according to Rabbanan, you count only 71 of them. According to Rabbi Yehuda, you count only 70 of them. And this brings about the Divrei Haguro in Shir Hashir and Perek Pasuk Beis and several other places, where he says you should know that there is 70. That's the Mispar HaKoilel, as we learned in the previous year. And then you have two Klolim, which means two rules. Two Mispar HaKoilel above the 70 that brings it to 72. And he goes and says that's also, we know the Shivim Umois, but there's two Roshim, the two that koil everyone, and that is Edom v'Yishmael, they koil all the 70. And he says there, the same thing as in Sanhedrin. You have Shivim Zkenim, but then you have two above them Shema Rashim. The two above them, they're not part of the 70. What is he referring to? Referring to this Tiferes Yisrael based on Tosfos Daf Tetzayin. To accept the 70, you have two extra, one more, which is Mufla Beis Din, and another one above them, is not counted even according to Rabbanan. And the Gemara Tikuni Zohar Daf Nun Zayin Amud Beis brings that the Gemara tells us that there is always 72 tzaddikim, 36 in Eretz Yisrael and 36 in Chutz La'aretz. He says why? Because always you have to have 72 mufcharim shebedoyer, sheruim liyot shivim Sanhedrin, v'nasi v'av Beis Din. Above them you have the two which are the nasi and av Beis Din. And later there he brings the Avkuf Mem Tesamud Beis. He says, it says Einei Eidah and Moshe ve'Aaron. Moshe and Aaron, the nasi and the av Beis Din, which are above the shivim zkenim. And according to what we learned in the previous year in Daf Beis, this thing makes so much sense. Because even though it says in the Pasuk on Moshe Rabbeinu, Asfali Shivimish, so we said it's 70 people, Moshe Rabbeinu, but then there's a Kodesh Baruch Hu al Gabam, because a Kodesh Baruch Hu is Nichlal in the Beis Din. So you have another Koilel over here. You have Moshe Rabbeinu is Megala Kodesh Baruch Hu in the Tachtonim, you have Kodesh Baruch Hu Kivyochel himself, and together you get to the number 72. And as mentioned in the previous year, and this is also brought down the Ramban that we mentioned there, is that the number 72 is the Gilui Shem HaMefoirish. Ayin Rashi in Sukkah, the Rashi explains how it works. 72 is the Gilui Hashem. And that's why when we're talking about the Sanhedrin, it's mukhrach to come to the number 72. And just to conclude this, and this is really the connection of the both shiurim that we learned, the shiur and Daf Beis, now this shiur and Daf Gimel, is this, the Gra and Sefer Adros Kodesh that puts the numbers together from another angle. He says we must reach the number 72 as we mentioned here in this year. So he says like this, regular Sanhedrin is 71. So you're missing one to get to the 72. Sanhedrin Ketana, he says, is like this. There was in front of Sanhedrin Gdoilo, there's three shuras, three rows of Talmidim. And that's the Sanhedrin Ketana, is connected to these rows. Every row is 23. 23 times 3 is 69. So how much they're missing to get to that number, the Shleimus number is 72? They're missing 3. Says the Goyen, that's why we have, at least with the Rabbanon, you have Beis Din of Gimel. So Beis Gimel, you add the number 3 to the number 69 of Beis Sanhedrin Ketano, which is 3 times 23, you get to 72. And in Sanhedrin Gdoilo, you're missing 1. Who's the one? As Gemara mentioned, we have something called Yochid Mumche. Yochid Mumche is an individual who can do din on his own. So that's the one. So we have the numbers that we have in Sanhedrin is 71, 23, which is times 3, gives the 69, and then you add to it the number 1, or Yochid Mumche, to the 71, the 3, which is the basing, the small basing of 3, and together you get again this to a double 72, because you're always trying to reach that number, Mispar HaKoilel of Ayin base. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list to WhatsApp, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.